Telling you, I really need a cameraman for this. So I've been kneading the bread for about 10 minutes. Now, gluten is a protein content that's in flour. Your regular AP is going to be at about 5 to 6 protein. Your bread flour is going to be 6 to 8 protein. And now a high gluten flour, man, they can pack that stuff in there, and I would guess it's probably over 10 to 12, somewhere in that area. So it's really an additive. You don't want to cook with direct gluten. I have some pictures of some loaves that swelled up the size of huge footballs when I was using high gluten, all high gluten. And then they compressed into like this flat, mushy mess. And I laughed my head off because the stuff was unedible. So when you're creating this gluten, this is what you call window. You take a little piece. Now dough's been getting real tough. And you slowly spread it like this, right? And see how I've got a real thin spot in the center and you can almost see light through it? Now you get that thin spot and you pull it apart. And if it tears straight nicely, that means you've got enough gluten built in there. So this right here, it's called sanger. Means to create a pad or area slightly sprinkled. That's one of them French terms. Lightly sprinkled flour that really isn't going to affect your dough too much. This dough has been getting stickier and stickier and harder to move. So I don't know if I put too much gluten in my mix here. So I just created a big bowl over here and threw together some bread flour and added some gluten to it. Now I want you to know all this stuff, this is ghetto fabulous. Ghetto fabulous. That means all these items can be got in your Winco. You don't have to have anything special. I'm a very, very poor man right now. So what I do is just use my skills and I use what's around the house. I mean, really, look, you see me using the cottage cheese things to measure everything in bowls, and I got my big bowl over here. And I don't even have saran wrap. I use the plastic bags that I get from the store. And I'm going to cover it with that. Let's see how our window looks in a second here. Put some oomph into this. You can see it's a real tight dough ball now. Look at that. So let's pull another piece off. We're going to open this up. Yeah. Look at that window and see how it's starting to tear pretty straight. So I'm going to work this just a little bit more. I'm going to throw it in my grease bowl and I'm going to leave it on the counter. Got the heat turned up today, so it's going to be about 70 in my apartment, 70 to 80 degrees. I'm going to let the heat work on I'm going to let the bench prep double in size. Should take about an hour. About the time it takes me to go across town and deliver some cookies. All right. So I'm going to shape it, my ball like that. Plop her into the bowl. Catch you when we're going to do the cutting and prepare for benching.